Good day, folks. Praying all is well. So, New York City, New York, New York. So bad they had to name it twice. Um, they be tripping. Why is it that I've heard of, again, I was born and raised there. And since I've been gone now 37 years, 36 years. And it's just, what amazes me throughout all those years I've been gone is just how expensive it is. I mean, that thing just ballooned. It's crazy. And it seemed to have happened right after I left. I say this story every so often. I had left New York for Miami in 1989, September of 89. I went back for a visit. Um, I'm not sure if I went back to visit before my dad passed away or for that time. Anyway, I got off on Marcy and Broadway, and I came down the steps and I went to that store right there. I brought me a pack of Newports. I used to smoke Newports back then, and a 22-ounce beer. I don't remember what type of beer it was. Probably knowing me, it was an 8 ball, Old English 800. Anyway, I had like 15 bucks on me, cash. An old boy told me it was 13 and change. I looked at him, I said, what? And when he said it again, I was like, wow, imagine the prices now. Just crazy. And I remember my brother, JD, I would speak to him throughout the years, and every so often I would ask him, why are you still up there? I couldn't understand it. Anywho, so now at the present time, the governor, Kathy Hochul, is being vocal. She implemented, she rolled out a program which was going to charge people going into the city from a certain section to a certain section $9, I guess a day. Not sure. And they were going to do it before the election, but I guess the Biden administration said to them, "Hey, don't do that because that's hurting us." So they pumped the brakes on it. After the election, they lost, and here it is. Well, the Trump administration came up out and said, "Yo, y'all can't do that," and she's hot. Now, this is the kicker. Something I did not know. I didn't even know this existed. And let me tell you, a lot of things from New York surprised me. This one here blew my mind. I never heard of such a thing. But apparently it's been going on for a while. They got something up there called the city tax. That if you work in the city, you're paying that additional tax. I'm not talking about state tax. I'm talking about city tax. Even if you don't live there, just because you work there, yo. That, and when they did the math, if I were to had been there On my last job, I would have been paying about the max. Yeah, and I think, I mean, it was kind of confusing, but by my calculation, it was about $14,000 a year, just because you're working and you're making your money in the city. I was like, golly. And then this, like I said about this, I knew about. I'm thinking, yo, it can't. I had a conversation with a close friend of mine, and he became a trucker. And he started off the gate making kind. It was a bit more than what I was making when I started. What I figured out from that after I looked into it was that everybody that works in the Northeast, they just get paid more money because of the living is more expensive, right? But it doesn't match. So my best friend, I'm just gonna give an example. The $10 an hour he was making, right? Even though I was making 8, because I was in Georgia. An example again. My $8 did more than his $10 all day long, all day long, till the cows come home. You see? I mean, think about it. I was paying $978 for a mortgage, right? It was a 2-floor house, 1-acre lot, 2 bedrooms, full bathroom upstairs, main bedroom downstairs, the washer and dryer room, a dinette, the living room, kitchen, a patio out back with a 1-acre lot and what was a golf course in the back. You got people paying that for a room, for one room, like probably the one of the size that I'm in right now. So okay, so you have your rent or you have your mortgage, and then you have the city taxing you. And part of the reason why your rent and all that is so high is because of taxes on the property and all that. Again, going to the state. And part of that goes to the city government as well. So they're taxing you every which way possible. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, for what? For what are you taxing me exactly for? Because now, crime, I got into this conversation with my brother the other day. You know, I know that we got people up there and we love them. But just like my other brother, I used to tell him, why are you still up there, dude? It makes no sense. So my other brother, you know, I was expressing how I felt about New York and my view on it. And he was like, hey, you know, we still got family. I said, I know. I love my family, you know. And I could understand why some of them are still up there. You know, I get it, you know. But there's a lot of people that are not in that position of theirs. And I understand that. You see? So I'm like, you know, so, he said his piece and I said mine. And I'm just like, dude, it is what it is. You know, what I told him was this: whenever, right, you have a dude that goes to jail, right, because he went and he stuck somebody up with a gun, and you let him out the next day without no bond or nothing. And he turns around and grabs a 70-year-old, a 60-year-old lady, a Puerto Rican lady, in broad daylight between two cars in Manhattan, and does you know what to her? And then they let him go after that too, as well. I said, when you have that system, you have problems all day long, partner. All day long. But this started out as for uh, just how expensive it is to be out there. You know, it's just Washington, D.C., right? And I'm going to go there. Trump wanted to drain the swamp, right? I've said this before. My idea was to pick up the organizations and uplift them and send them to other states. You know, send the IRS off somewhere, this department to Iowa, and this department, and you would drink. No. It's it's going down. They had like, within a couple of weeks, like 4,000 homes went up for sale in DC. Now, people were, just getting out of Dodge. And the Google search, defense lawyer, was the #1 search for DC around that time period. Lawyers were like, we're out of here, I need a lawyer, or the politicians, whoever, were out draining the swamp. And I thought they would have to get up now, just. And literally what happened was, when they bust down the doors to the U.S. aid and found all that corruption, and they turned off the spigot, the faucet, and they were aware, yo, the money's gone. They sold the houses and were like, we need lawyers. We're out of here because the money's gone. That's what happened. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happened. That's why them folks done left. To think. And think about this. If you think really hard and you could search this, why is it here in America, whenever there was a financial fallout, right, where people were going to suffer financially, right? I'm talking about everybody, you know? I'm talking about, for example, shutting down the government. Perfect example. Shutting down the government. Every time that conversation comes up, oh, the world is ending, yo. The world is ending. They're going to have to pass one of those emergencies just to get us through one day. If not, the world's going to end. Right? That type of stuff. You know, like the recessions. Right? And all of that. Guess who never gets hurt? Guess who? Washington, D.C. never gets hurt. Never. I remember Obama, I believe, went and gave DC X amount of money. I think when COVID, yeah. He was like, bam, he broke them off. There you go. Didn't suffer, y'all. Why? Why? Because it was tax funded. We were paying for that. We were paying their lifestyle, yo. We were paying. And this is what, and you might be thinking, well, no, that's just government employees. Wrong. Where do you think the lobbyists get their money from? Where do you think that consultants get their money from? All those firms, the lobbyists everywhere. law firms, include them in that pile. All sorts of folks who's directly funded by taxpayer money. And those people are not federal employees. Say like what my sister would be. You know? I'm talking about people whose houses are now on sale for millions of dollars. The ever so popular bureaucrats jumping ship everywhere. They never suffered. Again, it was taxpayer, while we did. And now Trump comes and says, yo, that money's dead. Everybody's leaving. Trump, and take that back. I don't even know if it was Trump. Let me say that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I heard it one time only. One time. And when I mean I heard it, it was either a major podcast or maybe something in the news, but it was quick, but I heard it. It might have been DeSantis. It might have been DeSantis, the governor from Florida, about moving Wall Street to Florida. Yeah. And I thought to myself, wow, that would be interesting. Yeah. And the more I thought about it, the more I was thinking, I could see that being the trigger of the old movie Escape from New York. There you go. If you remove that, because everybody always said New York is known for what? Wall Street, the financial industry, the engine that runs the financial world. Wall Street. Move that to Florida. How many people would leave? How much money would leave? How much money would leave? It would be crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I've gone on long enough. God bless and take care of yourselves.